I run this blogosphere right now in terms of thinking Nevis, you know? So I just say, well, man, I am the biggest blogger out there. Biggest and the baddest. Baddest in terms of I say things that people are afraid to say.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Biggest in terms of the following. In terms, especially from that perspective. I'm not talking about total number of followers.
Yeah.
Because some people got followers and don't get no feedback.
No traction.
No traction.
I tolerate men.
We live in a risky world, you know?
Yeah. The Perspectives podcast is brought to you by TruVybz Island Prints. For the best quality t-shirts and prints, TruVybz is your only choice. The Perspectives podcast is also brought to you by Jaay Tatoo. For clean tattoos like these, book your appointments today. Now, I have to tell you about the next event Perspectives Media will be covering this weekend, right there in SKN, Maynard's Park. We have a thing called Insane Wet. You see me, the event you feature the A-list boss himself, Pumper, and the A-list band. You see me, so ladies, if your name end with a A, forward out July the 8th starting at 5 p.m. Come bend over. Come bend over for the Perspectives camera now. You don't know the Perspectives boss will be there asking all of the questions. You know what I mean? Ladies, forward out. Thugs, forward out. We don't want no fighting though, you know. You know the thing come down. We're not done. I'm telling you about some of the locals who are on the event. You have Hellfire International, Street Vibe Sound, DJ Kotai, Akaya Sweet, Terror, New Level. You still have Grandmasters, Sugar Band, Collision, and Corban out of Nevis. People who can't miss it. Remember, Maynard's Park, SKN, Saturday night. Welcome to Perspectives Media. My name is Essential. I'm the host. You know what I mean? Today we're there in a Marriott's lobby with someone who can be considered a foreigner but a local at the same time. You know what I mean? Somebody who go under the moniker the biggest, baddest blogger. Him always up on social media to post and talk, you know? But I never see people really asking questions, get into who is this Obi. So today, Perspectives Media there to find out who is Obi. So Obi, introduce yourself to the Perspectives family.
Well, as you say, I am Obi, but not just Obi. I am the biggest, baddest blogger in all of Nevis. But I also go by the name of Everton Powell.
Right. So
on Facebook. And I've been doing this I've been blogging, social media blogging for over, going close to 30 years. From the inception of the internet, I've been doing something on social media, debating, talking, sharing opinions, when there were just emails groups back then, back in the late 90s, to now you have big platform that does extensive and allows you to do extensive blogging. So shoot any question you want.
So no, before we go into the questions, the real questions, let's take it back a bit. To the beginning. Where are you actually from?
I'm from Nevis, man. I'm from Bompasha in Nevis. You know, humble beginnings, man. What I mean, humble beginnings.
Give you some specifics on the beginnings there.
Man, the toilet, you know, a pit toilet. You know what I mean? You got to see, do number 2 in a little pencil and take it outside and throw it in the pit toilet. Then kind of beginnings me talk about. We had no fridge, you know, had no electricity. You know what I mean? You know, had no, you had, well, not even cable TV. I don't even want to go to that luxurious extent. You don't have running water in your house. You had to go and get water from somewhere, headed water from somewhere. We used to call it head water, when you walk with a pan on your head, you know, with water in it. So, and that's a perspective, to use the word Perspective Media. That's where I'm coming from. Yeah. Basically coming from a humble beginning to now being somebody where a lot of people recognize and see my work, and I appreciate what I do, and I really love them for that, you know.
Right,
so
right.
I never thought it would have go into something like this because it just started as a hobby. Really, I just love sharing information to people. I love getting things and sharing it and educate and in my way, and you know, sharing my opinions on topics and anything.
Right, right.
I believe I could talk on anything, no matter what it is.
So in them times, right, what made you leave St. Kitts Nevis? Because right now you're not based in St. Kitts Nevis.
No.
Or at what point did you leave St. Kitts Nevis to go to the States?
But I just tried to make a better life for myself, you know. I grew up in a time where things were hard, you know, man. You know, in the 70s and the 80s and things, man, it was a real struggle around them places here and stuff. So I had to go away. Not really go away just for that, but go away to go to school and educate myself and try to improve myself and that kind of thing. So it's education, really, the quest for education and trying to better myself and make myself have an improved standard of living, make me went abroad to study and stuff. And, you know, you got bogged down there, you get family and that kind of stuff and that kind of thing, and get a job and that kind of stuff.
So what did you go to the States to study?
I went to study engineering.
Yeah,
I have actually a bachelor's in engineering from the University of, Florida A&M University. I started out at the University of the Virgin Islands first, but then went over to Florida and finished my degree there. They had wanted to send me to Jamaica, you know.
So why didn't you go to Jamaica?
I said, man, my life done been a struggle, man. I mean, I got Jamaica, go struggle again, man.
Yeah.
it was that, man. I mean,
yeah.
Sorry to put it like that, but
yeah,
it
no,
was
but the facts. The fact of the matter is that's how you feel, and that's just your feeling.
I said, man, I can't leave a struggle and go to another struggle. I mean, I love Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica a couple of times, so I love the place. You know, I love the place. It's a bigger version of St. Kitts Nevis.
Well, more specific, St. Kitts.
Yes.
Nevis would come in like some small areas in Jamaica. There is a Nevis in Jamaica, you know. Probably in a name Nevis, but there is a Nevis in Jamaica. But for the majority of Jamaica, you would have more of St. Kitts.
I think it's more St. Kitts feel. You're right for true.
Yeah,
I agree
Nevis,
with you that.
Nevis unique in a lot of ways, you know?
Yeah.
Nevis is a very unique place in terms of everything. Everything about Nevis unique.
Yeah. Because you're right about that. You do give a more St. Kitts vibe for real, Jamaica. It really mirrors St. Kitts. St. Kitts just a smaller version of it.
Yeah, you could find like even the housing, like sometimes I drive to some place at St. Kitts, I wonder if me there back home. You know what I mean? You know,
a lot of places in St. Kitts remind me of places like Spanish Town and stuff.
Spanish Town. You see, in Nevis now, you're not find nobody live in a yard with all 3-4 house. That's rare.
But
true. In St. Kitts, you see the house them kind of pack up on each like me say, Jamaica, me them, man.
Yeah, you're right.
So speak to me about leaving Nevis now, and not even to go as far, because I'm not really rush it, but how did you afford to go to college in those times? Because you would have mentioned some rough upbringing financially.
But what I did was the development bank came through, you know, get a loan, get some scholarships, you know, all I wanted was just a start, you know, something just to get me a start and go out there. Because you talk about 1992, you know, you sure you ain't born yet. You know,
98, my born, man. Not even in my daddy balls yet.
That young boy, man.
Yeah, man, me a little boy, man. I got high school and Nevis now. Shout out my Charlestown Secondary. All of my teacher them. Man, I just come here. I go to high school yet.
Well, Nevis man.
Me a Nevis.
You're something like Byron.
Nah, tell him, man, me and Byron have that similar story, them, man.
Yeah, similar story, similar life story.
This year I make the 11th year, me there.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
That's how I know everything will go on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
St. Kitts Nevis don't know me, but I know St. Kitts Nevis.
That's
you know?
good, man. That's good.
Yeah, I love it here.
That's good, man. So yeah, man. So basically, I try to source funding in different ways. a little bit of scholarship here, and a little bit student loans there, and that's what I did. I just started out getting my first year, right?
Oh, okay.
I went. I just wanted something just to start, and I said, if I get in there, I gonna get it finished, and that's basically what it was. You know, I was in school struggling. Couldn't pay my
students,
my
tuition
classes and thing, tuition and thing, man. They threatening to throw me out and that kind of stuff.
But you actually pulled through.
Yeah, man. I have to go there and sweet talk the lady. I forget her name now. But I can see her right now. Sweet lady, man. I explained my situation to her, and she understand like any, you know, older lady who want to help out somebody who trying to better themselves.
What else did you do? What else you do? You just talk to her, or you?
Huh?
You just talk to her, or you get kind of.
Yes, man. Yes.
Just talk alone.
We ain't gonna go into that one. But we more sweet though.
Baby, you give her something sweeter than mouth, man. You think it's easy? But anyways, so back in those times, leaving St. Kitts Nevis now, as a Caribbean man, what was the culture shock like?
Boy, there was a massive culture shock. I tell you, no lie. I had moments when I wanted to give up.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about, this is 1990. You didn't have social media. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have a good phone service. I'm just talking about, not even social media yet. Because those come like in the late 90s, and you know, you didn't have a way to make a phone call home.
Yeah.
You didn't have a way to listen to the radio like you do now. You didn't have a way to even get a newspaper. So you did not know what's going on home until you hear it like about 3 or 4 or 5 months later. You see what I'm saying?
Via letter.
Via letter. Somebody send you a letter, or maybe they post you on a newspaper, which come like weeks later, months later sometimes. You know, so there was a huge, I developed a huge homesickness, man. It was a struggle. It really was. You know? So, and you're going out there then, I come with this accent and thing, and I in classes and people talk, and I start to say something, people looking around like as if I'm from Mars or something, you know? And people would, you know, tend to try to mock you and kind of stuff. You know, it was the culture shock was a real thing at that point. It doesn't work. I don't think it works like that now, because the world is so open and people are so used to everything. You also hear people talking like, in different languages and different.
The world has warmed up to different cultures now.
Yes.
Like it's not as bad as back then.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And I was telling somebody else, just to go off topic a little bit, I was telling somebody, it was amazing. It's amazing to hear people all over the world, as far as Japan, China, and in places, singing Byron Messiah song and using our own colloquial terms and language. You know, so you bad from which part? That a local St. Kitts Nevis.
Yeah, that's a St. Kitts Nevis slang. You know?
That's what I'm saying. So that just goes to show.
You're bad from which part?
Yeah, bad from which part?
A Jamaican would answer which part.
Yeah,
you're bad from. Which part you're bad from?
Yeah.
Then now put it as say you're bad from which part?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's a St. Kitts. They're real talking.
That's what I'm saying. And now that has gone global. During my time, something like that, that never happened. You know what I mean? You know, people want to know. When you say when nonsense you're saying, they will say speak English. You know, but no, everything it become acceptable. People embrace the different ideas of culture and language and all that kind of stuff. And thanks to social media, you know, to expose those kind of things. You know,
right? So when you finish school, you know, why not come back home?
I was offered a job really, and I look at the difference and say, "Boy, me gonna go back home and make this when I could afford to make this," you know, and I look at it and I made a personal decision. It was more of a personal financial decision for me than anything else. I mean, I would have loved to go back home and help develop my country in whatever way I can, but it was a difficult situation because I got an opportunity and I took it. You know, I took the opportunity, and in the end, it worked out. Because I feel like I'm helping my country even bigger and better right now from where I am.
Right,
you know?
right.
You know, so through social media.
Right. So at what point now you get your job? At what point did you begin to do the social media thing?
As I say, the social media thing really started back in the late 90s, you know.
So even through school, well, I mean, was it in school that social media came around, or you finished school?
No, I finished school. I used to dabble in, not dabble, I shouldn't say dabble. I used to actually build websites and stuff. I had a whole big website called the Afrocentric Experience, man.
I want to talk about that.
Oh, you know about that?
Yeah, none of the research, man.
Well, but you know me history, man. That thing was a big thing. I regret the day that I let that thing fall through. About a couple years ago, I went back to try to revive it, but the hosting sites would not give me back the old files and stuff. I begged them back the old files, go dig up the setting. They don't gone, they don't change servers and all kind of stuff. So
that the Afrocentric website you had, Zane, what was the inspiration behind that? Because the things that I heard was being promoted, and that was more you're an African, you know.
Yes.
The philosophies and teachings of Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King.
Yes.
So what was the inspiration behind that? Were you a Pan-Africanist at that point in time?
Yes, I was. Well, I was. I still am. But you just have it. You do it in a different way. I always was about Pan-Africanism and exposing the history and the positive impact of Black people. Right? So I had this. The website name was the Afrocentric Experience, but the URL was swagger.com, right? That website became so big, I used to get interviews and stuff from New York City, and our radio station used to call me, and I talked about the website and those kind of things. This is long before like Black Lives Matter, before President Obama, before, I mean, all of those things where now you have a situation where black being who Black people are being embraced more in the media and that kind of thing. When I was doing this thing was, I mean, sometimes I used to do it and I said, boy, the people gonna come for me, you know, because I'm too, sometimes I feel like I am too much out there. Like, I remember, right? You know, the term white supremacy that they use in the media a lot now.
Yeah. That
was just a niche term that people like me and other people in the Pan-African business used to use. That was considered taboo.
Right.
That was considered taboo.
And the messages you see that's norm today.
Yes.
Those were conspiracy theories.
Yes, they were all considered conspiracy theories. Are you crazy and all kind of stuff?
When people remember listening to Mota on the radio, and people take Mota as madman. And me see today, the same people them who take Mota as madman. No, I said the same things what Mota used to say.
My Mota was one of my inspiration, man.
One of my biggest inspiration that.
My when Mota came to Nevis, we brought Mota to Nevis one time, you know. Yeah, man. We brought
me actually have a picture with him.
Yeah.
Because he came to Jessup Community Center and I went.
Oh,
okay. I have a picture with him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, man. Mota, when it come on to self, Mota teach me a lot about self.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You're African.
And it's people like that who would inspire me. He, of course, Marcus Garvey, and Stokely Carmichael and those kind of people.
Right.
You know, and especially Caribbean Black revolutionaries, because you realize those are the people who inspire American.
Right, because remember, even the Nation of Islam with
Farrakhan is from Sikh Nevis. His father and his Sikh Nevis and Jamaica. I think he's Jamaica. His father is from Jamaica and his grandmother is from Sikh Nevis. So most of the struggle or the resistance to white supremacy originated from the Caribbean. Marcus Garvey was the original.
The original.
The original.
The funny thing
revolutionary.
Is, and you know, the thing is, Marcus Garvey died not as an hero, but his legacy live on as the hero.
Over 100 years.
You see how it go.
Yes.
Isn't it? But how did you come from being a Pan-Africanist to where you're at right now? Like I would say you're not a Pan-Africanist anymore, but your message isn't Pan-Africanist at this point in time.
Well, I don't think. Okay. The message have not really changed, but it has evolved into a different area in terms of, I believe, right, one of black people's problem is that we broke. We ain't got the money. When I mean money, I mean talk about real money in terms of compared to whites and Chinese and Asians and those kind of people, where we could make an impact on the world. And I believe we as black people should push our struggle into make it a financial money struggle, because money rule the world. Wealth, if you want to call it that. Who got the gold make the rule, you know? So I try to push a more financial message, and I believe in a kind of way the Pan-Africanists, the world has changed in terms of perspective, because a lot of the ideas are kind of embraced. It's not that it has been put into full practice, but a lot of it is no, you know, a lot of the jargon.
So the struggle, you're not fair fight. We reach a different level in the struggle.
Yes.
So we can't fight. We can't fight.
You know
we can't fight for freedom still. When we're free, we have to fight for mental freedom.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We don't fight the physical freedom
and financial freedom.
And financial freedom.
The kind of things.
Yeah. But so transforming from that website, where did it go for Obi?
Social media came along. That's what happened. Social media. In terms of Facebook.
The new age
yeah,
social
the new age social media.
And,
right.
What was your introduction to the new age social media?
I just log onto Facebook one day and just start to share my opinions, you know, on all kind of different topics. Yeah. And people just start to listen and maybe engage with me and talk about different things. And one of the important things I always do, which I notice you do, right, as a media person, you engage, you put humor in what you do.
Right, makes sense. It's just it makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. You bring in people with humor and then you educate them.
Right.
That is the whole.
Right.
That is one of the. I mean, I'm exposing some of my tricks and kind of stuff. But you engage people with humor, and then you hit them with something educational.
Right. You know? So you would see the videos, like the little promo videos.
Yeah.
Like, for example, one of the most viral recent ones with Destra.
Yes.
The Fountain of Youth, and she says sex. Everybody was expecting me to follow up about sex, but me go on to speak about music and carnival and things like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So they initially you just want to capture people.
Yes.
Attention.
You got the idea, man. You got the idea. You got the idea. That's why that's why when you to become successful, you have to be able to engage people where they are sometimes. Sometimes people are just in a mood where they want to hear something funny, they want something to cheer them up, you know, and you cheer them up, and while they're in that better mood, you say, okay, here's some truth facts. Let me tell you something about success, what you could do to improve yourself, or what you could, you know, I'll give you some knowledge about something, some financial knowledge or something kind of thing. So that's why I mix a lot of what I do with humor, something funny, but throwing education in there, throwing some politics. You know, I'm not going to leave out the politics because I'm a political animal.
All right. We're ready for the politics part yet. Okay? I feel like we have to talk about the politics, you know. But initially, you initially got a lot of traction from an audience early up with your Facebook page, or it was a slow build up?
I think it was a slow build. But there was traction. There was traction, and he continued to build and build and build and build, you know, and the controversy make it help to make it build too. So, you know, it's just a slow progression, but there's always a progression to it, you know.
Right.
So,
so in a them time there, you build your platform now. At what point did the politics get into it?
Politics was always into it, man. I'm a political animal. I like politics. I love politics. You know.
But you tend to be very one-sided with your political.
But everybody biased, you know. No matter what they tell you, everybody is biased. We are. Let's put it like this: we are built this way. We are built to be biased. But what you try to do is to try to you try to, you know, control some of your biasness. You know, because you're gonna have somebody, you're gonna be biased towards your family, you're gonna be biased to your friends, you're gonna be biased to, you know, we tend to have a leniency to what we love or who we love.
Yeah, but you seem like a political extremist at times. Yes. Some of your posts, them like even your opinions. It's alright to have opinions, you know, but sometimes I feel like, why OBI God, man? Like to be more specific with our premiere. Like when
you're a joker, man.
When anyways, it's like sometimes it feels a bit personal. Is it personal?
Yeah, it's personal. He warring me. He been warring me.
But you would see to the public, it would seem more like you warring him.
No, he warring me, and he started the war.
Oh,
he started the war.
Oh, because them say. Allegedly, them say you were once a CCM.
Yeah, I was a big CCM. I was a big CCM long before he. I was a CCM, the initial, when the party started in 1986. I was one of the first supporters of the party, among others, other people, of course, of the party, and one of the activists, main activists in the St. John's area of the party, right?
So what happened? What really happened?
Well, he came in and he basically wanted, you know, he started a war, and if he started a war, well, I gonna fight back.
Well,
you know,
me not see him publicly saying disparaging things about you, but every chance you get, you would see him. OB is bashing Nevis, because a Nevis is bashing him. At the end of the day, it comes off as OB bashing Nevis, not necessarily just the premier. And as a man from Nevis, it not look good, even though I'm not from Nevis. If me have certain thoughts about somebody personally, I would keep them to myself. I wouldn't put them on Perspective Media. And sometimes, alright, being a political animal then, because you call yourself a political animal, then would you say you keep it respectful?
Let's back up to what you said. The premier is not Nevis.
But the things you would say are
I
about
disagree
Nevis.
with you. The premier is not Nevis. The premier is just the premier, who is he only acting as the premier now, right? He is not Nevis. I know he feels so. He is not Nevis. Nevis is a part and separate to him. He is just a representative in the government right now. Which going to change in the future? I hope he knows that. Eventually he's going to change, right? And he going to still be he. And he's going to still have his nasty ways, right? Which is not going to change. But Nevis is going to still go on. You see what I'm saying? Nevis is going to still go on. So he is not Nevis. So if I say something which is mostly true, then nobody ever come back and say, boy, you tell a lie. Not one person ever said that. But yeah, wait, let me finish.
Maybe some of your messaging probably have truth in them. But the way how you deliver them, it's like, it's very disparaging, fam.
Oh yeah, I want it to be that way.
Why? But why though? Why can't it be on a respectful level? You're a Nevijan at the end of the day, you know. You have a huge platform on social media. You might not have the highest number of followers in St. Kitts Nevis. But you have a very influential page. People go to you for information. When anytime you post one of my videos, me see the impact they have. Alright, for example, last year I had an episode with a young lady, and was a crazy episode. She talked about some crazy things, and the episode, like, it was normal because at that point the platform wasn't where it was, so it was below like 1,000 views.
Okay.
It was below 1,000 views, and one day I don't know how Obi get the post there, and Obi post that post, post that small clip there with the girl, and within a few days, it blew up. The girl even get suspended from her job.
Really?
But they had to
well, I apologize. I didn't.
No. It's nothing.
Okay.
But just to show you the impact that you have on the culture of St. Kitts Nevis. I don't know, I had a little interruption. But back to the conversation now. We're not done with that part there, the show.
No.
Yeah. So respect. There is no. I feel like what's lacking is the respect factor. You know what I mean?
So?
It's fine to have political opinions, but to keep, I feel like respect is missing from what you do. Specifically, sometimes it would even come off as hate to me. You know what I mean?
I tell you, the man worrying me. But as I keep on saying, right? As I keep on saying, criticism of his governance and the way he running Nevis is not a criticism of Nevis. I know he tried to make it sound like that. He tried to get his supporters to make it sound like that. And his supporters putting it out there that I hate Nevis. But nobody loves Nevis more than me in terms of what I have done for Nevis, in terms of promoting people and promoting Nevis and doing all kind of stuff. Recognizing successes in Nevis and stuff on my social media. So I'm not even, that don't even bother me, because I know where that's coming from. They're trying to distract from the criticism of his lack of good governance and make it sound like as if it's a criticism of Nevis himself and I hate Nevis. Never. It's never like that, right? It's what he does, you know?
All right.
And I'm usually a very fair guy, you know. Let's say the economy in Nevis turn around and it start booming, like Anguilla, for example, which I like to compare Nevis to because they're about the same size and that kind of thing. It's about the same amount of people, and you know, even though Anguilla is not independent, but they have their own government, Nevis have their own government and that kind of thing.
Right.
If Nevis start booming like Anguilla, I'll give him the credit. But instead, he wastes his talent and he tried to use it to scheme and to plot and to find all kind of ways to try to sabotage Obi. The other day, a ruling came out on a case out there. I guess you don't know about it, right?
I don't.
And he was one of the first to share it on social media. He didn't share it on his Facebook page because he playing smart. He shared it on his LinkedIn page, right? And put my name there, Everton Elliott, and put in thing Everton Powell, known as Everton Powell, because he want to try to, you know.
So what was the case about?
It's a case where some boy trying to sue me over something he perceived that I said about him, even though I don't call his name or anything like that. I made a general post about a topic, you know, in Nevis, and he feels him, and I don't even refer to him, so I don't even know what he's talking about. But the court will decide that, you know, the court will decide that, and hopefully the court is fair and just in his
assessment.
Yeah. In his assessment.
Ruling,
yes.
It's ruling,
that's a good word. Right? Hopefully it's fair and just. And give a just assessment. Because sometimes you can't trust what you see. Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts in the back. And I believe that's what's going on with this case. There's a lot of moving parts in the back. They don't fool me, you know. They believe they had big. But I went to university just like them and big school just like them. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I keep telling you the man warring me.
No, but all right.
You see what I'm saying?
But the man now war you publicly where he's disrespecting you. It's fine to have a political opinion. But the disrespect of men like.
But you disrespect me.
We don't see it publicly.
Listen, okay, let me
We
tell
don't
you
see it publicly.
No, but that's his MOA. He scheme in the back. That's what he does.
But nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. Charlemagne, they got to run on that. You know? So
But that's
you,
true.
publicly, you are seen on almost daily, a weekly, a monthly basis, disrespecting. Isn't it? But moving on from
But
that.
he don't deserve no respect, man. He don't deserve
Everybody
no respect.
deserves
I'll
respect.
tell you something. What started off all of this, right? He came into CCM as a candidate, right? In I guess 2007 or someplace back there when Malcolm Gisha died. I could give you some backstory, right? He came to me. As a matter of fact, before that, he came to me and asked me for help to start his own party, right? I even wrote documentation for him and edit stuff that he had to help him to put together a platform to start his own party. This was 2004, 2005, somewhere around it, right? He asked me to help him and all that kind of stuff, which I did. Help him run in 2007, he won. Help him run in 2010, federal, he won. Help him run in 2011. He lost. After he lost, he tried to blame me for him losing. That's where the fox in the box stuff came from. He went out there and lied repeatedly to people in the back and in the front about how I caused him to lose in St. John's in 2011 when I was working hard for this man for free, right? Helping him, campaigning for him, right, on social media, right? Campaigning for him and everything, right? And instead, he looked out for me, right? When everybody was out there disparaging me, he came up with this whole fox in the cox backstory, right? And disparage me. So why should I respect him? The man is a snake, right? Why should I disrespect that? Why should I respect that when the man now respect me? That is the whole thing, you know?
But
so he started a war with me, right?
Well,
when there wasn't necessary, when I was working hard to help him, he never do nothing for me, you know? I did stuff for him. I helped put he where he is. You know, he didn't help me to do nothing in life.
Fam, Zane,
Okay.
I just would like to see it respectful, at least. You know what I mean?
Respect is earned, brother.
Eh?
Respect is earned.
Anyways,
All right, we can move on.
a little bit more upon the politics. People have the opinion that you're a flip-flop.
Yes.
During the previous government, the previous federal government, you was a huge one against it, and then now during election we see a 360. Even I think post-pandemic you would have came and you were on the radio program. We sit down at work listening you on the radio program with your opinions, and then now around election time you switch. Was there some money involved in that one day?
Money? Well, let me put it like this, right? I don't think you do prospective media for free now. I hope you're not.
We couldn't.
I hope you're not doing prospective media for free.
You're mad.
Yeah, all right. Well, I
mad.
rest my case then. I rest my case. I mean, you got a product. I mean, just think about it. It's like anything in life, you know. A carpenter, a mason, a man out there doing a contractor doing a work, right? He got his talents and his skills. He ain't gonna build your house for free. But why should you do prospective media for free? Why should OB do and work for Mark Brantley for free? When that's what he wanted me to do. Work for he for free, why he get 3 salary. Why should I do that?
Listen what I'm saying. I understand that working for free, but at some point in time, you must have some kind of moral background. You must have something where you stand on. You know what I mean? So you have to have some kind of principle as a man, as an individual, some kind of word where you stand on. Going against your word is something big, and in my book personally, Now, I have to tell you about the next event Perspectives Media will be covering. And this weekend, right there in Cairn, Maynard's Park, we have a thing called Insane Wet. You see me, the event here feature the A-list boss himself, Pumper, and the A-list band. You see me, so ladies, if your name end with a A, forward out July the 8th starting at 5 p.m. Come bend over. Come bend over for the Perspectives camera. No? You don't know the Perspectives boss will be there asking all the questions. You know what I mean? Ladies, forward out. Thugs, forward out. We don't want to fight in though, you know the thing come down. We're not done. I'm telling you about some of the locals who are on the event. You have Hellfire International, TruVybz Sound, DJ Kotai, Akaya Sweet, Terror, New Level. You still have Grandmasters, Sugar Band, Collision, and Corban out of Nevis. People who can't miss it. Remember, Maynard's Park, Cairn, Saturday night. You know what I mean? So if you come and tell me, say, the seat here, the chair top brown, and then now, later on, you come back and tell me it's white. I cannot believe in your message as a person. You know what I mean? Because it's like you say one thing on the other hand, but when money come in the picture, you say anything. You know what I mean? So what you stand for? If money come, so if money come now, if the right price call, we can see Obi no longer. Like you hand over your platform to somebody else then.
Well, I kind of disagree with you now. Morality and principality and all that kind of stuff. It's for preachers and that kind of thing, you know. I mean, I'm not a preacher, you know. And I'm not somebody out there who pushing
everybody
morality.
have morals, Obi.
No, wait. I never see a bank take morals to pay a bill yet.
But at what point does what is right come forward and the money step backward?
Yeah, but you're making it sound like as if it's ill-begotten gains. It's not ill-begotten gains, it's not illegal, you know.
No, it's not. It's not moral. Listen at the words. We believe in a word sound poem.
Yeah,
no, the word we use is moral.
Yeah, moral. But
Moral.
moral is subjective. It's a subjective term, right? What is moral to you may not be moral to somebody else, right? Right? I don't think the bank view moral as a good form of payment for when they give you a loan, right? You can't go tell the bank that morally I'm poor. Why don't you let me not pay this month's loan because morally you know, look out for the moral of the people because the bank making too much money and we out here poor, right? That is the moral issue too. But the bank don't accept that morality for their payment. Moral, as I say, it's a subjective term and it depends on situation.
Yeah, but Obi, you're not running a bank. You're not running a bank, you know?
But I'm running a corporation in terms of myself. I'm running a business. I mean, it may not be a formal business, but I still got to run my life. And I still got to provide for my children and my family and whoever else. And be able to take care of my responsibilities. So when a politician come to me and tell me, "Bye, why you don't do this for the love of your country?" Right? You don't need to be paid for this. Just do it for the love of the country. And it is morally right to do it. You never see a politician one day decide that they're not going to take their paycheck.
So basically you try to tell me you sell out then, Obi. You sell out then.
Sell out? I don't like to use that terminology there.
You sell out.
No, man. No.
In layman's terms, you sell out.
No. Sell out would be if it had a personal impact on somebody in terms of it hurt somebody or something.
But wouldn't you say you're an influencer?
Yes, I think so.
But you have influenced people based on just money then. Like you try to tell me, say then what you do, it's not necessarily your personal views you put out there. Because on one hand you're telling me that whatever your views on the premiere of Nevis are personal. And then on the other hand, you're telling me your views on the federal level are financial then?
No. That's how you're taking it.
No, but that's what you're saying.
No. Both could exist, you know. You could be you could have morals and also be smart about money, you know. You know that. This is not an exclusive thing, you know. Both could exist in the same space.
Not in the realm of you have it all. Because on one hand you're telling me, on one hand you're telling me, say, based on your morals or a situation, because the situation that you explained with the premier is a personal one. Then where you said the man are worried, basically. Then now you are telling me on the other hand, money coming to play and your political views switch. So then if the premier come tomorrow with the right price, your political views can switch to on the premier?
No, that's too far gone.
But you see you have some morals there?
Yeah, that's what
you see you have some then you see you got some morals.
But didn't I just tell you both could exist in the same space? I told you morality and financial decisions could exist in the same place. I'm telling you, there's not an exclusivity to it, man. You know? Don't let nobody fool you that you got to be morally correct or right all the time while you remain poor.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Don't let nobody fool you with that.
No, but you have certain things where there's a limit. You understand?
But who determined that?
You as a person yourself.
Okay, all right. So I determined that I should be paid for my services. That is a personal decision I make. Right?
Back to the good stuff, because I don't really want to lament too much on the politics thing. Politics is not really my specialty. I tend to keep away from politics.
Yes.
I really have no views from politics like that. But it's just something that I know people want to hear Obi speak on. You know what I mean? Because I don't think anybody ever really asks them kind of question. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
on a public platform.
Yeah.
And that is what Perspectives Media is about. So you declare did you declare yourself the biggest baddest blogger?
Yes.
And how did you come to that determination that you are the biggest baddest blogger?
But you know something, one thing I know about social media, right? It's another perspective that I'll put out there. I'm sharing my tricks or whatever you want to call it, strategies. You give yourself a handle. You give yourself a moniker. You know, and it's like branding.
Yeah.
You brand yourself. You see what I'm saying? You make yourself what you want yourself to be. Okay? So one day I decided that, man, I run this blogger right now in terms of thinking Nevis. You know? So I just say, well, man, I am the biggest blogger out there. Biggest and the baddest. Baddest in terms of I say things that people are afraid to say.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Biggest in terms of the following. In terms, especially from that perspective. I'm not talking about total number of followers.
Yeah.
Because some people got followers and don't get no feedback.
No traction.
No traction.
A lot of time people, what I realize is, I don't know if I buy the followers or what, but in a matchup, the numbers no match up
to the traction they get.
So I see where my platform will grow from when I have 500 subscribers, 500 people are watching my videos.
Yes. That is it. Whoa, that's amazing.
So
that's amazing. Because normally you look for a 10 to 20%. That's when you're doing well.
May I tell you?
If you get close to 100%.
May I tell you? Like right now, I have 2,000 something subscribers at this point. Before me drop any music festival content, 2,100 and something. Within a week, within a day of me posting, 1,000 views is on the video. By 3 days time, 2,000.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if people buy them followers there are is that these people no longer engages with the audience. Or,
it's a mixture of that. I think it's mainly because social media, this is where social media works, right? And them fellows clever with how they build the algorithm. you have to continually engage the algorithm.
Because me notice if me not post for a while,
your viewership drop fast.
Yes, but if me consistently post,
yes,
like if it's even with Instagram every day, if it's even just to post a story,
yes, you got to, because the more you post, the more the algorithm
keeps you
engage you, and also you engage prospective people, you know, and that's how they build the algorithm, right? And they also they put controversy in the algorithm in terms of people who create controversy tend to get more traction.
So you're very strategic with what you do. Right.
You know, people say the things that other people don't want to say, or do the things that other people don't want to do, tend to get more traction and build more following, because they're going against the grain, they're cutting against the edge. You know, the person will do something different. You know?
Right. So now I feel like you stick a lot to St. Kitts Nevis. Why do you stick to St. Kitts Nevis? And you live in America. Why not try to expand your influence in America?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I thought about it. I thought about expanding into the American space in politics and those kind of things. But I love St. Kitts Nevis, man, and that's especially Nevis. That's one of my way of giving back. You know, I'm not there physically to you know, to lift and do the hard physical work, but I am there from a social media perspective to help the country in whatever way I can. So that's my main focus, St. Kitts Nevis. I know the social media site has grown to us to even include regional, because I get a lot of followers from Guyana. I get a lot of followers from Guyana, Jamaica, Antigua, Anguilla, Dominica got a lot of followers. So they share a lot of my stuff.
Remember, you know, a lot the culture of Nevis is growing. Like the amount of different ethnic people from different places, different ethnic groups are living in Nevis.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So speaking of that, Zane, a lot of times there's this minority of people within St. Kitts Nevis that they don't necessarily like foreigners. You know what I mean? It's a minority, not a majority, because the majority of people embrace us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You are a foreigner living in another man's country. How do you feel about that? Seeing it back home?
I don't like it, man. I don't like it, and I always speak up for immigrants that come to the country. Because in the first place, Nevis want people anyway. I always say that.
Exactly.
Since I was a little kid, I say, man, embrace the people, let people come in, let people live, let people, as long as they come in to contribute positively to the country, leave people alone, you know? Let people engage and stuff and help build the country. So I am a big supporter. Of course, I will be, because I am a foreigner in America. Well, you know, and so I totally embrace it. Totally embrace it, 100%. Because we need it in Nevis. Nevis is a small place, and not just small in terms of size, but very small in population. We need another 100,000 people, man.
Right.
Nevis Nevis bigger than Manhattan, you know.
Yeah.
Manhattan is on an island, right? Nevis, the island of Nevis, is bigger than Manhattan, but Manhattan have 8 million people on it, right? So Nevis go hold more. And they coexist on that little island, right? So
and you would grow a lot faster.
That's what I'm saying. So and what grew Manhattan? It was immigrants,
right?
People coming from other countries,
right? Coming
there and expanding that place. Now New York is a massive metropolitan place with millions and millions of people, you know, and most of it is on a little. Manhattan, what, 3 square miles or something like that? Manhattan itself. I'm not talking about New York City. Manhattan, that area downtown. It's an island, it is, you know, because that's where you got to go to the tunnel and over the bridge and everything to get to it, right? And if that could hold millions of people, maybe it could hold millions of people too. You see?
I hope Nevis is listening. I know Nevis is listening. Nevis I watch right now.
Yeah.
People remember for like, share, and subscribe. So Obi, why don't you move back home?
Right, that's a good question.
Is there any plan to move back home? Ultimately?
There's some plans. Ultimately. I would have loved to, but you see, social media kind of give you the feeling like you're living here anyway.
Yeah, because you post things.
Before people
yeah, but why don't you move back home, Obi?
Eventually, I will. Eventually, I will. I mean,
but what's keeping you from moving back home?
Family right now. Family and what I have going on. My kids are there. They're growing up. They're still in school and that kind of thing. So, I still have to consider those personal things before I could do something like that. It's something for the future, definitely. Definitely future consideration. That's something I'll definitely do.
Yeah. So, are you a rich man?
Why not?
Yeah, we see a drive a big Benz in a foreign.
Yeah.
Them thing there.
Well, rich. When I think rich, I think Jay-Z money, man. I ain't got no Jay-Z money. That is rich. Not a rich man.
But you well off though. You well off. You live good.
I mean, it's not like the humble beginnings that I grew up with. Let's put it like that.
Well, you drive a Benz now.
Yeah, I mean,
a big fat Benz.
But what I'm saying is not the humble beginnings like what I started with. Back then I had to walk.
Yeah.
That back then was P11. This one and this one.
Yeah.
So, right now, life has been good so far, and hopefully it continues to be good. Where you could afford to do certain things in life and be comfortable.
Yeah. So would you consider yourself a humble man?
Yeah, man. I believe I'm humble. Some people think that I'm arrogant.
Yeah.
But I think I'm a very humble guy.
And why do some people have that opinion of you?
Because of what you say, that I could come off very aggressive on social media.
Very much so.
I could be very aggressive.
Very much so.
I could be very aggressive on social media. I know that.
Yeah.
And it's intentional sometimes.
Definitely.
Because I want to be the person to speak truth to power. And you know what I hate?
For the right price. You speak truth to power for the right price.
Bill's got the pin behind. but what I'm trying to tell you though.
See, we mix a little line right. Once the price is right.
Yeah. What's right? All I'm gonna tell you is that people tend to have this way of clouding how they feel behind language, and they do not like to come out and say exactly what they're feeling. I'm not saying to be overly rude and obnoxious. I'm just saying, speak your mind, right? Talk to people how you would talk to them generally, right? And that's one of the things that I think people like about me on social media. I cut out all the bullshit.
Straight to the fact.
Straight to the fact, straight to the point.
I ask you a question, I'm not go around the bush with them. I ask them straight.
Yes.
Straight
I like how you
point.
ask the questions too.
Yeah.
No, give me the bullshit. Like, I mean, legacy media now.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the meaning of your opinion on this? Whatever. Let's say they're asking the Prime Minister a question. They go around, beat around the bush and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Instead of asking the Prime Minister, did you teach the money?
Straight like, that's what you're saying. I'm interview politician.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
don't come and say, well, there's a report in the media that there's some embezzlement of funds that the government can't account for. And man, just cut the bullshit and say, we hear that you thief some money, where the money? You see what I'm saying? You don't need to do all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And I do not like to, and when I post on social media, I do not do all that.
Not pretty it up. Straight to the point.
I go straight to the point and I try to speak like how you and I would be speaking if we meet down the road, right? Like for example, boy, you know, hear somebody thief some money down the road. You know, hear Mr. Thief's $200.
Gossiping, man. Small community, you know, Caribbean, there, you know.
Yeah, you what I'm saying. That's how people talk. People do not talk in this kind of formal kind of language and that kind of thing that legacy media uses. That boring kind of stuff. You see when they put out a press conference, a press release, it's a long thing just to say somebody thief $2.
Boy, you're not coming like the music festival press conference. Yeah. When we go up to go ask a question, everybody, you know, they wonder. Like some people are wonder where you go ask them.
Yeah, because you're going to come in with the bullshit.
Yeah, may I come straight to the point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, may I ask you how I feel, and may I ask a question but I know the people want to hear answered.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like even this morning, we're there at the final night at the festival, and them have this poster go around with Burna Boy. Say Burna Boy will not be here. Me know for a fact that that's rubbish, you know?
Yeah.
But me ask the question because me know people have that to say. Locally, they have that to say. Wonder if Burna come, you know?
Yes.
And it's like you could see that everybody start laugh the minute me ask that question. You know?
Yeah,
because them straight to the point. You know what I mean? And getting back to the point now. How do you get your information? Because you on the ball more than even the biggest media company here in St. Kitts Nevis.
I got a plethora of people who want to share information with you. As I was telling you off camera earlier, I built a base and a set of respect from people and trustworthiness. Whatever you do, right? People got to feel they trust you, right? And I believe people trust sharing information with me because they see my record over the years. I'm not going to be somebody who's going to snitch on them, get them in trouble or whatever, that kind of thing. And as I was telling you, you got to build your platform to such an extent that you become the go-to person.
Right.
You become that person in your field, whatever area you are in. You are that person that people want to talk to and say, boy, I hear a story, you know, I want somebody get shot or somebody get a bank get robbed or some business get robbed. The first person they're going to want to message is OB because they know I going to get it out there. Right? So, as I was telling you, become the best of what you are in your area, in your niche. So, prospective media, you become the go-to media person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think that's where it's going.
Yeah, you become anybody want to do an interview, why call prospective media?
That's where it's going, man. It's getting there. I would say it's getting there. Yeah.
And I would, at this point, I would like to tell you, I respect your work, man. And I respect how you do what you do.
Yeah, man. This is not the first you tell me.
Yeah.
Respect, man. I appreciate it coming from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because from years now, I have as a friend on Facebook and me follow Obi. We listen, like we read whatever you post in Nevis, like anything you post. I could only speak for Nevis because I only have experience living in Nevis. And when you post something, people gravitate to it. You have a huge engaging audience. Like people. The
engagement.
Yeah, people listen, people watch, people engage to your page. What will be posted today?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
When you would have posted a video of mine, people start to tell me, "Bah, you make it big now. We'll be posting them." No, like for real, for real. It's a real thing. So being the biggest baddest blogger, how do you deal with the hate? Because I know for a fact you must get a level of hate as much as you get the love.
Boy. But sometimes it make you try to want to be careful and try to make sure that you don't let the few haters become more important and more influential in the way you think than the people who love you. Because more people love you than hate you usually.
Yeah,
You
because
know
I
what I
don't see the hate, any hateful comment, I just delete them.
Yeah, yeah. You block them. You move on with your life and that kind of thing. So you try. You try. They're gonna always be. But as somebody had said, I don't remember who said, if you don't have haters, you ain't doing nothing. No, you know, you say nothing more. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you don't have haters, you're not saying anything. Because it means that you're moving. It means that you're pushing it forward. It means that you're succeeding in what you're doing. You know. So if you got a few people out there who always want to criticize, always want to hate, always want to bash you, always want to fight you down, you're moving ahead. Because more people, I always remember, more people love you than those who hate you.
Yeah, man, because I see the love, I feel, I actually feel the love for the first time. I feel the kind of love when I get from St. Kitts, because I move to a music festival at night time, and when I pass through the crowd, whether I have the camera or not,
You hear Perspective Media.
everybody fam, it's a warm embrace. It's like,
that's what I'm
it's so surreal at this point in time, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I appreciate it.
Yes.
And I stop and I dab up, I heal up, I have conversations with as much people as possible. Now every time I can do it, because I don't know how work, but it is like, I appreciate it fam, and St. Kitts Nevis people actually embrace it. Like all who know me from me a little pitney, them say them proud of what me I do. Like
man. I'm proud of your work, man. I'm proud of your work. And I'm not just proud of your work, I'm proud of the way you do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got your own unique style, you got your own unique brand. And as I tell you, just brand yourself.
Right.
You know, brand yourself. And whatever you conceive in terms of whatever you put out there could become reality.
Right.
One day I tell them I'm the biggest baddest blogger. And people believe.
I'll show you. Manifestation, man. Last year, I stand up in a music festival crowd. Them time the Perspectives Media small. And I said to myself, next year, I'm not in the crowd regular. Just watching the performance. We're going to be backstage. Interview the performers. And this year, I'm backstage interviewing the performers.
That's why I tell you, you make what you believe become a reality.
Yeah, manifestation, man.
I tell you, I like how you put it. You manifest it into reality.
Yeah,
you know,
some people way of manifesting is praying, you know.
Is what?
Pray.
Yeah.
So it's just a different type of manifestation.
Yes, that's a different argument there, but
anyways, we're not going into that.
You know.
No, we have to talk about something a bit serious before we go.
Well,
the violence. We see where violence is erupting in St. Kitts Nevis again. What's your opinion on that?
Why? It's a sad thing. It's a sad situation, and I know there's a lot of variables surround it. I know people try to explain to me, oh, it doesn't have anything to do with a particular decision by the government and that kind of thing. It's just people have personal differences that lead to these kind of tragic situations. But from a political standpoint, things have a way of having what am I call spin-off effects. Something you make a decision, it may not directly affects what happens later, but indirectly it could. I feel that the government stands on the peace program, right? Which it was a negative stance. They didn't like it, and the supporters didn't like it, and they wanted to do away with it. But I feel that has some kind of indirect, it may not be direct, but some kind of indirect effect on what's going on now. You know? Because when people got money in their pocket and they feel like they could see their way, that little beef that they got with somebody else might become secondary. You see what I'm saying?
No. My thoughts on that are just to play devil's advocate. There's this idea out there that the peace money, only for the peace money used to buy new gun, you know?
Yes. I heard people say
enough of the gun them where bust now I kill people. A peace money gun them. You know what I mean? So money doesn't necessarily solve the problem. The underlying issue is like if you paper over the cracks. The English would answer your paper in over the cracks.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
understand.
So you don't actually, money don't actually fix the root issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but money always help. I always, you know, like how we started the interview, I always tell you, black people problem right now is money. It's a money problem we have, right? It may not directly fix the problem, but it helps in terms of, let me explain. The peace program, right? What it was doing is that it was more of an upliftment program. In that people think that it was just there just to pay money for somebody to stay home and don't do nothing and just pay them not to cause any problems, which in itself has value. So if I could pay a man $500 to sit home and don't shoot anybody, I don't get in no argument with that, cause any violence, that is still a benefit for the country, you know. Because if he gets angry and upset because he's broke, what he's probably gonna do? Go rob a place, right? And then try to rob the place, and maybe the man might resist and not giving him money. He shoot him.
You shoot them, yeah.
That's how much? Look at the cost to the country in terms of that. Wouldn't it have been easier and more better to the country if you had given him $500 to be quiet?
Right.
Yeah,
in that situation, it makes a lot of sense.
You got to look at the spin-off effects, the indirect results that could, the indirect impact these actions could have, right? And plus, but come back to speaking, because looking at the peace program, the intention was to help a man get up, lift him up, to give him a little change every week, and hopefully, and they should have help to train them, help them get a business, or help them to start to do things for themselves, get a job, you know, do stuff. Because let me tell you something. We all have been broke. Well, at least let me speak for myself. I have been broke. And nothing more angry and more upset and more frustrating than you when you don't got money, you know. But when you got some money, you feel better about your life. You feel better about yourself. You know what I mean? You feel like as if you're succeeding, you're doing something. Even if you got, like, if you have $0 in your pocket and I'm gonna give you $100, you feel like you got a lot of money. And you know what I mean?
Sense.
That's what I'm saying. So that's how I view it, right? People feel like as if, okay, we shouldn't be paying people not to do anything, but which there are merits to that argument.
Yeah, because you see, the part where I kind of would agree upon, a lazy man will never work, you know.
Yeah, but that is true. That is true.
So, but where it benefits is for the unfortunate ones who willing. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But the one them will just sit down home and now and work. Hey, someone boy, man, tell them.
Yeah, there's some, but they're gonna always be like that in life. They're gonna always be like that. So again, I come back to this. Okay, you have a lazy man who don't want to work, but he's willing to rob somebody. Okay.
You know how much work it takes to put together a robbery?
Yeah, but when you're desperate and you don't have the money, you do it. That's the problem. If you're desperate and you ain't got no money, right? You would sit down home and think of a way to rob somebody, right? But if you got $100 in your pocket, I say, "Bye, me alright. Me go buy a drink. Me go buy a spliff, or whatever you want to do. Eat some food or something." You know, you don't got that kind of thought about robbery in your head. I mean, there are some people who just really who do it regardless, but you can't control those. There are always exceptions to the rules, okay? There are always exceptions to the rules. So, I view the peace money as something positive. And I disagree with people who say they were using the money to buy guns, because before the peace program, they were killing people and they had no money anyway.
Gun buy out of the peace money, man. Gun buy out of that. Man.
Probably, but before that.
Listen, if you're a fisherman, then you're poor, you're suffering with a fish, you're suffering as a fisherman. And all of a sudden, based on your situation, you were offered some money as a fisherman, looking at your fishing business. Fishing business is all you know, all your life. Then, and you get some money now. What you gonna do with that money then?
Buy some fishing gear.
You answer your question. You answer your
understand.
question.
No, me understand where you go with it too. Me understand where you go with it. Right? But I'm looking for my phone. But anyway. I understand where you're going with it. And that is true to a certain extent. But fishing and buying a gun to commit a crime.
No, but it's the tools of your trade. All your life, you know, gangsterism, you know, badness. This is how you get by. No, you've been offered an opportunity to get some money. Bear in mind, you're behaving for the duration of this program. You're behaving yourself. But yeah, equip yourself for the future. For when this money stop come. Any smart man would know this will not last forever. So them are gonna equip themselves for the future. Like anybody who think about what them into all them life. All of it's there, you know. And I just want I had an interview with Juni. When me tell him this. Juni Libert, Freedom FM. Me tell him this. The kind of violence that we see happening here now is the most dangerous one. We see it in Jamaica. When the violence changed to friend.
Oh, that's dangerous.
That's the most dangerous form of violence. But Obi, to end off this episode, what are some of the positives you have done with your platform?
Oh, a lot of positive, man. Helping people. I think there have been so many stories of people reaching out to me for assistance in terms of financial help, even mental help, just getting housing, people want someplace to rent and that kind of stuff. Just being able to big up somebody, you know, being able to share information, do things that even, I shouldn't say force the government, but maybe nudge the government to make certain decisions and do certain things that could help people. Because I mean, I understand sometimes government is a red tape system that moves really slow. So, like for example, if I put out something like say, okay, a pipe burst somewhere, right? And the water is flowing, the water is leaking or something, government might take 6 weeks to go and fix it. When you post it on social media, they might take 6 hours. You see what I mean? Because it's exposed. You know? So stuff like that, being able to nudge the government to help out people is something that I really like and something that I really cherish, man. And hopefully it continues. Plus, I've had people who reach out to me. I've had secret donors, people who give me money and those kind of things to give out to people and that kind of things. I actually just did it the other day. I mean, I didn't post about it, but
so not everything you do you put on
no, not everything, not everything, not necessarily everything. Right. I mean, I would help people behind the scenes too. Right. I mean, I've done that many times. Like for example, we helped 6 unfortunate people in Nevis. You know, just give them a little change. You know, and that's why I tell you, if a man got $0 in his pocket and you give him $100, you don't know how the kind of impact that has on them and their perspective about everything. You know,
right?
So we have done stuff like that. So I really think and thank people for. I mean, think that this has been a very positive impact on people's lives in St. Kitts Nevis, and that's one of the reasons why I focus so much on St. Kitts Nevis, because it's my way of helping to give back.
Yeah.
You know, and
give back to what gives to you.
You know, and that's my little niche. I mean, I could expand it, but
you know. Because no matter where in the world I go, you know, St. Kitts Nevis is a part of me.
Yes,
a huge.
Because that's what raised you. That's what helped you. That's what grow you.
Yeah, you know? It's like here is where Perspective Media mature.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So Obi, we see you have like a grey. What's the plan for the future? Because you agree up, you know. So what's the future plan?
I gonna continue to dominate until one of you take it from me, you know. I gotta take it from me, you know. I ain't gonna hand it over. Yeah. You ever see?
I think there's space for everybody, man.
Yeah, you ever see you ever watch the animal channel when the young lion got to go challenge the older lion, you got to take it from him. You gonna give it to you. You gotta prove to me that you could take it and run with it. You know? But as I told you, I love what you do and continue doing what you do. Two people I really respect recently. I mean there are others too, but two people I respect recently. You and Shaq Malikop.
Yeah. Malikop, yeah.
I love that man.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things.
And the level he's doing.
Yes.
Like he's being on time. Anything happens.
Yes.
No matter what time of the night.
Yes.
No matter what time of the day, he's there.
And that is why I'm talking about building trust in what you do.
Right.
People gonna trust.
Right.
People trust you to be on the ball.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I was able to do over the years.
Build that trust.
Yeah, to build that trust.
Branding.
The branding.
All right.
The knowing that when I say it, like people would say, "Oh, OBI posted it, so you got to be in a
show." Yeah, I really
that's the kind of trust you're talking about.
Yeah, because if somebody gets shot right now, the first place would normally look is wonder if Obi gonna post it, like what Obi post, because within minutes, no matter what time of the day, you post it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you build that, you know, and Malikop is doing that. And I hope he continues.
So a question when we skip before we go. Do you verify the authenticity of the information you post?
Yes. I could manfully say 99.9% of the information that I post are usually true. There are going to be mistakes now and then, you know. It may not come out as exact as it's supposed to be, but the gist of the story is true. There have been incidents where that happens, right? But 99% of the time, I verify what I do. I have my ways of verifying it, right? Because, I mean, I wouldn't say how I do it, but I have my ways of verifying. When somebody because I am not going to put out there that somebody get murdered unless it's true. You never see, there have never been a situation, at least not recently, where somebody get killed and be posted and it not end up being true.
No. I wouldn't say that. Personally, I've never seen that.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I verify what I'm saying.
Right.
You know? Because those things have an impact on people, you know? And if it's not true, you could impact people negatively.
Right.
You know?
Right. So I think this is where I'll end things off. People, remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is another amazing episode of the Perspectives Media Active. The Active with OBI, the biggest, baddest blogger. You never know who next. Isn't it? Stay tuned, people. Remember, like, share, subscribe. The Joe go tell you what I go on after this.
Hoy, and I said nobody now believe it. Well, if they me say I beat it. Me and the pastor, me not go preach it to how we all it down. Yeah, man, it's Dejo, and I mean giving you a different perspective on Perspectives Media. Easy.
Perspectives Media.